Hi, this is Teresa Beem, and this is Make Mothers Great Again. The art of motherhood is being forgotten, and because of this, our children are suffering, and a lot of women do not know how to be mothers and enjoy being a good mother. That's a terrible thing for mothers and their children, and we need to work on that. A few centuries ago, parents taught their children, and then later on, they would go to university. Some historians claim that people were ignorant then. And aren't we so glad that the public schools opened up so that children could begin receiving a state sponsored education? Get away from their parents who obviously didn't know how to teach them. These people were educated to teach. Well, elementary schools used to be open far less time, and children were much older when they entered school. They wanted to allow children to have a childhood before putting them in school for half a day. Then, as the centuries have gone by, children are taken from the home earlier and earlier, and the school day lasts longer, and the school year is creeping into summer. Now parents hardly even see their children except for on weekends, and when they do come home from school, they usually have to have their parents help them with homework in the evenings. The teacher is sending homework. So like school is everything to these kids, and that's not the way it should have been. Motherhood, this idea of mothers tenderly interacting with their children during most of the day, and fathers helping to teach and nurture, this nurturing, this caring and loving for them as little individuals who need individual attention, is being replaced by the state, who these teachers have been giving a state certified teaching certificate, and because they passed the teaching courses. And I went to school to be a teacher. That was one of the things I started out in. And after 2 years of undergrad, and then I started to focus on student teaching, and I realized, I cannot be with children all day long. And I love children. I wanted to be a teacher. But I realized at some point that I can't be a good mom. I can't love the kids and give them all this attention and then go home and be a good mom. So, that was one of the things that I decided not to do. But I volunteered, taught art and other things through the years, at schools, and especially since I've gotten a little bit older. I can tell you from my personal experience, watching the wiping out of the art of motherhood firsthand from the 1960s till today. I'm just going to tell these young women who are watching, hopefully you're watching, who have no idea of this dramatic shift the culture has taken from valuing mothers to the disappearance of mothers. We were created for this role. God created us for this role. We were born for this moment. Christian women need to arise. We don't need to wait for a political movement. We don't need to start a political movement, or we don't want to ask the government for anything. We don't need laws, and we don't need money. We don't need a riot, and we don't need a march. We can start this revolution free of charge if we'll just silently resist the system. Go get married, stay at home with your children, and put mom as the most important. And I'm not saying mom can't work at home. A lot of women can, and that's wonderful. That's one of the things that COVID is teaching us, that moms and dads even can work at home, and we can homeschool our kids. We don't really need the educational system. This COVID thing has kind of awakened a lot of parents to realizing this is doable. So if a mom has to work from home, praise the Lord. That's wonderful. Then their kids will be right there at their feet and playing, and they get to see their moms, and that's very healthy for kids. When I was a mom, I was very, very, active. I started a pro-life group for my church. I was super involved with the church. I gave art lessons in the summers. We did, oh my goodness, Meals on Wheels, and we went and fed the homeless. And we were very, very involved. And I took my kids with me, and that's so good for your children to see you working and working. They learn so much from watching mom and dad get involved in their communities and enjoying helping others and dedicating their lives to doing good for others. So, women, God has given mothers a gift so great that the angels sit in admiration of it. If we really were to erase the ugly brainwashing our culture has force-fed women into the last century, this brainwashing, we would put a break on this idea of wanting to give up motherhood for a career or whatever it is. What I'm saying is juggling priorities. I'm not saying not to do them. I want to kind of end with, right before we end, I want to read a 19th century poem. The last two verses actually are what I'm going to read, and it was by William Ross Wallace. And every generation felt this way until lately. Women, how divine your mission here upon our natal sod. Keep the young heart open, always to the breath of God. All true trophies of the ages are from mother's love impearled. For the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Most people before the last few generations knew this poem very well. The last verse is, blessings on the hand of women, fathers, sons, and daughters cry. All the sacred song is mingled with the worship of the sky, mingled where no tempest darkens, rainbows evermore are curled. For the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. This episode was more for inspiration, not so much for hand-on teachings of mothers, but we need to start with a true understanding of the greatness of mom. What we do as mothers is so vital, more important than anything else we will do on earth in your lifetime. Nothing will be as important as being a mom. The art of motherhood is disappearing, and our children are suffering because women do not know how to be mothers. Women need to demand that we bring motherhood back. You terrific young women out there, you need to go radical counterculture and do the unthinkable. Make being a wonderful mother your career path. We need to make moms great again. I love each one of you out there. No judgment. This is just my opinion. Just sharing with you my experience. And hopefully we'll continue talking together, and write your comments at the bottom and I'll try to get to them. And I love you all out there. Blessings and goodbye. God bless you.